Hello there, everybody. It is me, No Name 117 Spore, back with Rule the Waves 3 as France. Currently, it is July of 1950, and I have just laid down a bunch of new destroyers of the Mogador class. I am now considering getting a new aircraft carrier relatively soon. I've taken a look. We can do about 48,800 tons, but I think I want possibly just a little bit more than that. Um, Although I'll wait 2 months to try to get some budget back and see if I can get another like naval aviation tech or not. In the meantime, though, I do think it is probably worthwhile to send in these three Emile Bertin class for a rebuild up to the standard of the other three. And actually, all of them are probably going to have to be updated to the R1949 standard at some point that Lancelot's on. Um, Although that'll probably be I think that would be a basic refit, so that'll be easy. I'll probably do a quick one to Chatterallnut and Admiral Cecile here too, just so that I get all those cruisers up to the same standard. And yeah, oh god, I'm probably gonna have to do Duquesne and Shanzi as well. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty expensive, and yeah, let's just chuck Admiral Cecile and Chatterallnut in. Oh wait, hold on. This is only going to be rebuilds for one of the class. Why did I select both of them at once? I don't know. That was dumb. And yeah, the loading times are loading times. So I sit down and look at Discord as I wait for the game to access whichever class of ship it wants to look at here. Very, very entertaining gameplay right now, watching this little cursor wheel spin. There we go. Spin and spin. Okay, so Cosmo 1949, and only one is of the wrong class. That is correct. And now we have to access a rebuild for this. And yeah, I think I will. Let's see, if I'm looking at other ships, Duquesne and Shanzi probably do have to be updated to the R1949 standard. Um, yeah, I think right now I just chuck everything in and try to get the all the ships upgraded. All of them standardized. The good news is, from a monthly balance perspective, currently being at negative 2,000 isn't too bad because I can get that canceled out next turn. And actually, there is something I want to do in Doctrine to try to reduce maintenance costs. I'm going to go down to adequate. Yeah, I'm going to go down to adequate. Hold on. Lower missile storage just can't be undone. Do I? No, it's not that much maintenance right now. But I was thinking about reducing missile storage temporarily. Um, Something where it's like I cut it down right now and then bring it back in like 1953 probably, but I'll keep it at plentiful. First 18 months of the war. All right. So let's get Emile Bertin and Saint Cyr up to the 1949 standard. No, we'll get Duquesne and Shanzi caught up to Colbert. And hopefully that'll, fix a lot of the issues and standardize a lot of the ships. I will have to check the old or one of the old battleship classes if I can actually do that or not, because I know one of them did get a couple of extra refits at some point, but they might already be on like two different. They might already be on two different variants and have been for a while. Um, there we go. We'll get the Milberton class. Is that something where I can rebuild Paris or not? I want to check if I can get Paris up to the exact same standard as Triumphant, or if those two are just on. Those two might have been on like different paths this whole time. I'm trying to remember if that's true or not. Normandy would also need an update to Clemenceau to keep those two the same. Now, one interesting thing is that Strasbourg and Aquitaine are not slowing down with their repairs halted, and they're not losing crew quality. That might be an exploit. Okay, so those two are just on different variants. I think I can get Normandy up to the same standard as Clemenceau. And I will need Duquesne and Chanzy on the same standard as Colbert. And then hopefully that'll be like all of these ships finally moved over to the same standard. I was hoping to design a supercarrier this episode, but given the budgetary situation right now, that might not be feasible. Um, but yeah, before I do like the major refits on these ships, I do want to just get everything I can to the same standard, so I'm only having to design one refit rather than, three. Um, well, maybe not three, but like two. As much as it's doable to do that, but yeah. Okay. It's like I just go to start checking Discord when, this starts getting a little boring. Well, not boring, but like when I'm dealing with a load time, which is right now. Because, like, I'm stuck. Stuck waiting for the game to load. You can see that when when it actually finds the file, I can go back in. There we go, it found the file. And there we go. Now everything will finally be modernized to the same standard. I will get Joffre back, so that'll reduce the deficit, and then the dockyard building completion will get rid of the deficit. It's these three ships that are taking up a lot of it, but, 3 turns for some rebuilds. I might have time to design a super carrier this episode. Division editor. Everyone's still in charge. I will have to at some point do divisions. I did this last episode, barely went away and returned to the game. This is like maybe 30 minutes after I recorded the previous one, but since I had rebooted Ruleways, I have to now click ignore on all those. So, great. Alright, so what do we have? Lafayette has finished her reconstruction. We're going to move her down to the reserve fleet. Those ships are still... Yeah, move back to Northern Europe, please. Why are these all active? They must have been somewhere else. Wow, Sully's crew quality is still elite despite being in mothballs. I mean, she's gonna get a rebuild before she comes back out anyway, so, yeah. Good news is dockyard size will now expand here. No, some divisions have no commander. That would be 17th Destroyer, which have any good averages? No, not really. I do. Yeah, sure. Take that guy. That's got to be a ship now. That would be Tisas. Yeah, I don't really have anybody I want to put in charge, so I will do an unknown who doesn't have a commander. Foudre. Okay. I have an average in charge of a destroyer division. I don't know. I don't know what any of the. I have an average. I don't have an above average in charge of a destroyer division. Um, I'll take the average aviator from Dixmude and assign Dixmude a non-aviator. Okay, so the dockyard should finish expanding this turn, which will put my funds back in an okay situation. There is an event, which I can't see. New dock's completed. By all means, I will sell that to the US. Yeah, see? Monthly balances right there. Airborne early warning aircraft increases radar range and cap engagement range with special squadron on board. Awesome. New US torpedo bomber is entering service. Our new jet fighter is ready for operational service. Our new little plane is ready for service. I am working on one new fighter. Okay, so some of the stuff will be completing their rebuild. A couple of them will immediately have to go back in. I'm close to getting the missile battleship back into or the missile pre-dread back into service. But this will mean that I can reserve some ships again and try to get some maintenance under control. Normandy's finished her reconstruction. 5 cruisers finished her reconstruction. Japan and Great Britain have signed an alliance. They're searching for a solution to flight deck washdown system, but frankly, it's complicated stuff. We do get radar 5. So it's good to have gotten, a couple more techs out of the way, especially now that, radar is updated. Can you move back to Northern Europe, please? I didn't actually know that was where those ships were going. If we're looking at what's back in service, I can reserve you. You two, I need to rebuild immediately again to get you to the same standard as Colbert. And then everything else is, thank goodness, now on the same standard. And thank goodness I actually have a, reasonable monthly balance now. Probably when that pre-dreadnought finishes, that might be when I consider starting to work on a super carrier. Maybe at the start of 51. Maybe at the start of 51 I'll do that. And I want to keep an eye on if Strasbourg and Aquitaine are slowing down or not at all. Because I don't think they are, and they're not losing crew quality. So it does seem like holding off on repairs might be a good thing, especially until you can get a rebuild. Yeah, Sully does definitely need an engine rebuild at some point, but now is just not the time. Okay. Let's see, some of our corvettes are a little bit delayed, but we'll get Admiral Cecile back here. We are 6 turns out from Forbin returning. Only two from the missile pre-dread. Although that missile pre-dread is, I'll reduce it to the reserve fleet rather than the mothballs to prevent the machinery refit I gave her from going completely to waste immediately. Okay. Some ships or divisions have no commander assigned. That would be a ship then. Friant needs a new commander. And, Britain needs a new commander, so they must have recently gotten promoted. Okay. So thankfully this will get, my ships all up to the same standard, at least the ones I kind of did the extra rebuilds on during the war to save funds. Improved electronic gunnery computer, base bleed shell, steam catapults. Awesome! I'm hoping I can start working on heavy and light jet fighters pretty soon too, because of that. But that is excellent. I can probably build a significantly larger carrier now that I've just waited a little bit and, decided to get these rebuilt first. But I'm gonna get, at the very least, I'm gonna get Henri the Fourth out again. That's gotta be, no, it's a ship. What ship? There we go. Buchanan. We do need a Captain de Vaisseau. There aren't really any good above averages available right now, so you can grab a regular average. That should be Henri the Fourth finishing reconstruction. What was that? I didn't actually see. Oh, success has so far eluded them. An assigned below average well-connected guy. Oh, a captain to frigate has shown himself to be above average capability. Awesome. Okay, with a missile pre-dreadnought. Welcome back, Henri the Fourth. I think it is now time to sit down and design a super carrier. So, just a new name. Do Mistral. Like it had originally given us. Okay, so radar limit 6. Possible I do want to get like 4 inches of... Yeah, I do want to get somewhat of an armored flight deck. I'll go normal engines just to save a bit of money. Are diesels or oil turbines? Oil turbines are better. Can I go up to that? I can. Go up to 50,000. Go up to 52,000. I cannot do more than 50,400. This is the limit. Okay. So remove all the graphics, clear the superstructure. I will continue to work on this. Clear tertiary graphics. What did I add that added so much weight? Armor, yes. And yeah, I don't think there's any point in putting heavy surface ship missiles on an aircraft carrier. Angled flight deck we need on her too. Maybe we'll get rid of the hangar side armor. That would imply that that I'm expecting her to be shot at. Okay, so we can do about 88 aircraft right now. Yeah, 89's a little bit pushing it too much. 88 with 4-inch flight deck. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We get 4 more aircraft from a Fudra class. Although if I went 29 knots, I could probably get more. But I'll leave her at 30. Oh, actually, I just cut down the light anti-aircraft guns. Can't quite get 90. I'll keep it at the even number. I like even numbers. I don't like odd. Odd number of planes are weird unless you like stopping them. Is 89 prime? Hold on, let me check that. 89 prime. Yes. So we're not doing that. that just having a prime number of aircraft makes it really hard to divide squadrons. Well, this would be 11, so I could have 11 squadrons of 8 or 8 of 11. That's not great either. 87 prime. Okay, so 87 is divisible by 1, 3, 29, and 80. When is the next, like, non-awkward number? Okay, so 90 would be 9 times 10. But, 9 is 3 times 3, and 10 is, what? I mean, 10 is, what, 2 times 5. So, technically, as long as you're making anything with... Your factors would be 3, 3, 2, and 5, then. So as long as you're making anything with those numbers, if I'm thinking of standard squadron sizes, it would allow for squadrons of 15. Yeah, 6 squadrons of 15 on 90. Which actually makes 90 a really, really good size for all this. Can I get 90? I think I gotta cut the flight deck armor down. Yeah, I'll cut it down a little bit, and then we have some extra mass remaining. Good amount of extra mass remaining, which hopefully can go into, I don't know, what would be the best thing for that mass to go into? Probably, SAM launchers in the future. Having 900 extra tons is nice. Although, I could get like an extra 2 planes on her in the meantime. It's not much more expensive to build her with 2 or even 3 more aircraft. That's just 2 in additional squadrons. I guess one of those technically contributes to the special squadron. I'll stay at 90. I'll stay at 90. Okay, so for superstructure inspiration, I want to look up the historical Clemenceau class carriers. Um, yeah. We have the Joffre class below or before that, but that's like World War II. Oh, how did I look up Foch class? Clemenceau class carrier, and then I want to look up Forrestal class carrier, as well as Midway class carrier. So those are probably the 3 I want to be looking up as inspiration for this. Because the Clemenceau is completed in 1961. She's laid down in 1955, so we're about 5 years earlier. Um, we're about 5 years earlier than that. If I look at Forrestal class, these were commissioned in 1955. They were ordered in 1951. So Forrestal is about the right point in time that I'd be looking at here. The Midway class were, of course, built earlier and then rebuilt significantly into kind of like mini super carriers. Midway class, tonnage-wise, is roughly where we're looking. A Forrestal class is bigger. Clemenceau class is smaller. Um, that's good to know. And I would frankly be expecting these carriers to be operating jets. These carriers are going to be full committed to jets. All right, so let's position these turrets a little bit better. I'll move them forward. Actually, no, I have so much extra weight remaining. Why don't I go for the HI? Just for more heavy anti-aircraft factor. And we'll play some more astern. Um, okay, so ST. Mm, yeah, okay. We'll do something like this for the placement of all those. So how about I start? Actually, add visual. So NN what? France CV deck 2 blue. Actually, ooh, now I gotta check what I had on the other carrier class, and I don't have that on me right now. So from let me in. Okay, I go. Okay, so I actually didn't do these these visuals for the Joffre class, and I wanted to look at that to try to keep them maybe a little bit more consistent. Um, well, I am gonna quickly add in a catapult or a couple catapult visuals. I probably don't need that long catapult, so Jet 180. I'm gonna move it like forward like that, mirror it, and then put the catapult decals just a little bit more forward. Uh, maybe there. Okay. So yeah, let me kind of create a normal flight deck to start this off. And then I'll get to editing it. Okay. According vaguely to the Clemenceau class. I don't really need to do anything with this Afton because it's going to get modified to hell and back. All right. Asymmetric superstructure. No, I'm going to move 3 back a bit there. Um, okay. Okay, so let's say I move this guy up to about there. Okay, so 9 or 0.9 is, I'll do a little like this. Move 8 maybe a little bit more to the side. I'll move 7 a little bit back. Weird little kind of kink. Weird. Okay, I know what I just said. Odd word choice, but sure. Or kind of kink in the flight deck. Little angle, not the other weird or not the other weird thing that you're probably all thinking of. Don't go there. Don't go down the route of those of the games. You know the ones I'm talking about. Or if you don't know the games I'm talking about, be glad. Oh, hold on. Change. How'd I click the button? Okay, it's 13. You know what? Here. Okay, the issue is this flight deck looks very, very narrow. Based on kind of where I've put everything. Okay, so I'm gonna move that out like even further. Boop boop. Which means I'm probably gonna have to move this side a little bit more over. Um, then angle each of these just a little bit more out. I'm gonna do like that. That. Okay, then I can have the extra point if I need to make modifications to that later. But I think I want to modify this more. I don't think it looks quite right. And what I mean by that is I think this needs to be further back. Okay, I think that looks better. Let me reposition some of these turrets. And I'll probably adjust this section a little bit too. Or not. Mm. Move 6 up about there. Move 7 over this way. Yep. Okay. Move this back a little bit. Okay, you know, that's looking pretty reasonable, I think. Um, it's looking pretty reasonable for an early super carrier. Gonna need to put like deck lines and such on this, but yeah, let me get some markings. I mean, I'm gonna need to put markings on her at some point, but I need other stuff on her too. So I'm gonna need like a what? The elevators. CV elevator. What color was I using on Joffre? I think it was one of the browns, like this. No, was it a? It might have been a gray, like a gray warm maybe. Nope, maybe not a gray med. No, maybe it was a tan. I think it was a tan. Yeah, that's definitely the color. Okay. So I'm just gonna keep the rest of these superstructure pieces on. Actually, I could. There's a strong consideration for me moving 4 over to where 3 is, and then using 3 as more decoration for everything kind of under it. Um, yes, asymmetric superstructure. So 4, I'm actually gonna start you a little bit more forward here-ish, kind of like there, there. Okay. Asymmetric superstructure on. I'm going to check line on 4 so I can actually see what I'm doing. Oh, I know that one does go there. Okay. Now that's fixed. So now that means 3 I can use as part of the underside layer. Okay. So if I'm looking at the historical class of aircraft carrier here, I'm gonna use 3 first for this. So, no, make 3. Make it a darker. Make all these darker gray. Actually, maybe make 3 a lighter gray. Okay, so check off the asymmetric on 3 for now. Um, okay, I'm gonna start with that on 3. So, actually no, here's what I'm gonna do with 3. So 3 is gonna start there. Actually no, I think I had it roughly right. So do this, that, that, and that to start it out. Alright, so 3, first of all, adjust these chords a little bit. No, pull that one back. Okay. So let's see. 0.4. So I want to actually cause or kind of have some little extensions going off of this. Maybe not that big. And then do that so that kind of appears on both sides. And then I'm going to take structure 3. Yeah, I'll go there. I'm going to click on asymmetric now because I don't think anything else I'm going to do on this is going to be symmetric. So we'll go there. You go there. Actually, no, here, I'm gonna send this back over here. Like, have a little side extension bit here. Drop that back. Okay, 13's, yeah, 13's gonna go out there. Oh god, okay, so that's the last one I have. Okay, so I wouldn't actually be able to do much more about this then. Actually, no, hold on. Did I screw this up? I screwed this up, didn't I? Yep. Okay, so 6, you need to be over here. 7, Actually, 6, you need to be like here-ish. 7, you need to be up here. 8, you need to be over here. 9, then you need to be back there. 10, you need to be up there. 11, back there. I think I can leave the rest of that. I'm going to reduce that piece back. It would be interesting to do something small jutting out with this. Although it doesn't really look like that's a great option. Like I could. Actually, no, I could do this. Um, okay, so I want to go back to about, remove this piece just slightly over, move that up. Okay. Starting to look okay. Okay, maybe structure 2 I'll leave on this color as well, and then structure 1 I'll use for a bunch of other little bits. This part of it would be around this elevator here, but I'm not really modeling that in, so I think the important part for 2, gonna start here. It'll go in there. It will need to do this. Okay. So now that that's done, I can use 2 for a bunch of other little bits. So I'm thinking, we come back down that way. How do I want to handle this? So, how about I bring one in? Go down over here. Um, hmm. I'll do a little bit kind of between these 2 turrets, I think. Actually, no, what I will do is I'll go back there. I'll swing out there and then go there. I'll move that piece in a little bit. Okay, that's starting to look fairly reasonable. So then structure 1 has got to be all of the supports here. Okay, so I think structure 1's got to start out like that. I don't want to get more in here, though. Okay, so how about I just go back to like here, do like this. No, that's not gonna work. Okay, I'll do this. Add in a little line there, then send that out. You go back like this, merge in, probably find something on this side I can use you for. I'll do a little adjustment there at some point. And then here, I guess that'll end at about the elevator. Somewhere under the elevator. Which means I can probably swing it around to have a small extra thing over there. Bring it around forward to, I don't know, about there-ish, I think. Okay. I'm gonna go back to line 2. Move this in a little bit. Move this in just a touch. Just kind of adjust those a little bit. Okay. It's looking fairly reasonable. Fairly reasonable for, our first proper super aircraft carrier. First max size. Top worthiness. We are beyond. Too many main guns. Total rate of fire mod is 20, minus 20. Actually, let's just get rid of those 2 turrets. Turn her to where she was. And I'll mess with her armament a little bit. And then for the forward turrets, I will reposition them a little bit. Okay, so in terms of graphics, I just still have a 5 and 6 for either the lines on deck or the superstructure work. And those will probably contribute a significant bit to superstructure work. Um, I probably, though, do want another, well, I mean, I definitely want another elevator. The question is, do I want another side lift elevator? Yeah, CV elevator 10. So I grabbed one of these because it's the biggest one I could grab. Is it this one, which is pretty good too? It's a little smaller. That actually maybe that's the elevator I use, but what about a 3644? I think I've been using these as well. Unless I have like a in an elevator somewhere here. Oh, hold on. Is it a CV elevator instead of a rectangle at a hex tan? Not hex, octagon tan? There aren't any octagon tans. It's probably this one I was looking at. Yeah, so let's use this guy instead. He's just slightly smaller. Then I'm going to copy that. I'll move these in just a little, or just a touch. I probably should have a third elevator on this ship, but something a little bit more inboard. Um, we'll want something like this, somewhere more. I guess Clemenceau normally has one there. I don't think that's a good location. We don't want one on the. Hmm. Probably do want another one of these if I'm gonna have another elevator. Oh, that's just kind of a shit location for it. No, Forrestal has one like here, but it's also kind of a shit location, and this isn't really a great area for them right here, because I'm kind of running out of room for the superstructure. Okay, you know what? Let's say I set the position of this guy to roughly the same place on Clemenceau. So there. Um, let's say I move that elevator forward slightly. And then maybe this elevator back ever so slightly. And then adjust line 4 to kind of adjust for that. Um, okay, that's probably looking a little better. Okay, well, honestly, given that we're talking about a jet-capable aircraft carrier here, I might want to try to get more of like a dark gray. I'll go a little bit into the blue. No, go back to the tan, because then I have to change up all the elevators. But, no, she doesn't really have the tan though. Really not getting that tan at this point in time. So, yeah, no, let's go almost all the way to gray. And I'll have to redo all the elevators. Okay. CV elevator. Um, so if I do like a blue, how does that look? That's off. What about a gray dark? Not dark enough. What if I do like a rectangle square black? Nope. Assume that's blue light. Yep. That's just regular gray rectangles. Dark's not great. Gray mid's not great. Yeah, none of these colors are gonna work. I'm now realizing. So you gotta go back all the way to your tan. Probably a little lighter than that. Okay. Yeah, I've just decided to change the flight deck color back. Because I don't think any of the elevators work with the more realistic darker color. Alright, so I have two more structure pieces there, but I kind of want to do some of the flight deck work. Um, so I'm looking at how I did, or how I set up Jafra. Actually, take this, I'm gonna set it a little lighter, actually. Out there. Define custom colors, move it a little bit more up, move it slightly down. Okay, yeah, that's reasonable. Okay. Actually, what I might do is I might set this one to white. Yeah. Okay, so if I'm looking at this, definitely not going to be like the exact same. All right, so let's start here-ish. You know, we'll go down to there. There'll be a mess down here that I'll just kind of hopefully cover up. Well, actually, no, on Joffre I didn't. Okay, so then for now, make it a line. I'm wanting to kind of line this up. It does intersect that elevator. That's probably about the angle I'm wanting. Normally, this would be kind of that would be kind of the line, but you know, instead of this, let's go there. Actually, no. Let's go there, back. I'll have to adjust where that line is later. And about there. Let's look at whatever this mess produces. Jesus Christ. Okay, how did I screw that up? Okay. Basically, you'd be looking at that being the line I'm trying to put in. Let's try to move 16 a little bit further this way. 13 a little bit further this way too. Which means I can move 14 down a little bit. And 15. Actually, I think 15 needs to remain right there. Okay. I think that's mostly aligned at this point. You two need to line up there. I think this does need to be shifted over somewhat, as does this. Okay, it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it's okay. It's okay. It could be worse. Um, could be a lot worse. Very much aligns with Joffre. You know, maybe what I'll do is I'll get rid of this portion. So you just go back there. Actually, I'm going to stick that a bit further out. line a little bit further up. Okay, so that's kind of where that other point is. So I'm going to stick 19 there so I can use it later, if I really want to. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. Okay, so 19 is there. I'm going to point 0 is there. I'm going to put 0 here, actually. Point to that. Okay, so point 20 is going to go roughly here. Point 21 go out. Point 22 back in. Point 23 down to where point 1 is. Point 24 will go back out. Okay, nope. No, 24. No, 24 needs to be in. I think 24 is actually point 0. Okay, so let's say I do that with... Ooh, I have an idea. That works. We're creating a little additional bit pointing or poking out, a little additional structure there. Okay. So what else do I want to add to this ship? How about I do... I'm trying to think of any markings forward I want to add. There's not too many. So Clemenceau only has one catapult IRL, whereas I'm trying to get, a carrier with 2. Whereas I look at like a forest, all those have 2. 2 very clear catapults marked on the deck. Well, I mean, those have 3 technically. I guess Clemenceau does have 2 because it does have another one on the side of the ship, but I'm keeping my 2 forward mounted here. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to do what I want to do. What sort of markings I need to put on this carrier deck. Because, I need to make sure that I'm doing a good job. And I do want what about this? Broken safety line white. Maybe not on the catapult. I feel like I could do more with the catapult look though. Like if I do a CV bar of some sort. Not that. Actually, one thing I want to do. Let's get these in first. Go back to the white safety line. A center line white might be what I want. But not checkerboard. Vert stripes. No, not that's the same one I just had. There's some white options. What was it? Broken white, right? This one, yes. So I kind of do want to use these to create a little bit of an arrow here. That rest angle 4 degree. I'll do 5. 5 degrees. Copy it. Okay, let's start with 155. It might not be exactly centered. Oh, 150, 158 maybe? I think 157. Kind of, yeah, that kind of gets the look I'm going for. Okay. I need a quick stretch. Designing a carrier is a little exhausting. I am eventually going to run out of decals. Especially compared to what I had on Jafra. I kind of, maybe I don't want to do more with the catapults. If I did, it would be, what, a CV bar white thick? No, that's at the rear. CV bar white thick, 60 foot? Nope. What's that? Oh, no, that's at the stern end. Okay, so I'd want like a white thin, if it says that anywhere. Thick double? Nope. Checkerboard, broken safety line white. Okay, that was kind of what I was thinking about doing, but no. Or a center line white. That's probably a little bit too thin. Yep. A little too thin for what I was looking for. What if I did like a catapult rotating? Now I'm curious. No, that's way too tiny. Oh god. Okay. Okay. So I probably want CV bar red. Dark, thin 80. A lot of these. That's not the one I want. Medium 2 red? Nope. What's the T-square? Not an awful one, but again, not really what I'm looking for. Warning red. No, it would be one of these. Maybe this one? That's way too small. I don't think it's a dark. I don't think it's a dual. Bright, thin. That's closer. Deep bar red bright. Is that it? That might be it. I think it would be an angle about uh this way. Does look a little bit too small from what I'm looking for. Dark vivid thin. Oh, darker. That's pretty similar. Dark thick short. Dark thins. Maybe it's somewhere else. Maybe I'm just being stupid. Warning symmetrical red. Warning red, which isn't what you want. Vertical stripes. Nope, I don't want vertical stripes. And safety line checkerboard, I don't want. Is it dual 60 foot? Let's do like 86 maybe? $84? $82? Oh, set position. Um, angle 356, I believe. Might be a moment where I gotta put two of these in. Might just have one there. Okay. Add visual. I need a crash barrier. Which is somewhere 100-foot crash barrier maybe. Let's try 354. 352. Slightly off in terms of the angle. Actually, you know what? Let me move these a little bit further back. Just slightly, like there. there-ish. Which is going to be where the arrestor wires are. Biggest, a little bit too big. Actually, how about I get rid of the crash barrier? Do an 85-foot instead. So you need to be 352. Out there. Then CV arresting gear. So that's too big. I'm gonna try maybe 100-foot. Yeah, that looks fine. 352. No, I'm gonna do 80. 80-foot. 352. Copy that again. Okay. So far consistent with the patterns on Jaffa. I still have line 6 for some superstructure work, but let's get her a funnel. Real quickly, let me quickly look at Clemenceau, Forrestal. Yeah, they all have a single funnel. So what would it be? I'm looking at Clemenceau. It would probably be like a stack teardrop shape. Do a big one. I could do an oval with braces. That's way too small. What about that? Even that's like a tiny funnel. I might have just used these. Okay, yeah, you can kind of see what I'm doing now. And I think that does work. I'm going to move it a little forward. So the funnel's going to be about here. Is that good in regards to the location of the aft elevators? What else I would need to put on her? I'm going to move them a little bit further back, I think. Okay, there we go. That's her funnel. I'll probably have to, in structure 6, fix some of the, I guess, issues with it, but it should be okay. No, I'm gonna keep structure 6 kind of the lighter color. Alright, so structure 6. What am I doing with you? So you're probably getting storage here, so I'm thinking here. Oop. I'll probably just kind of do this. I'll actually do a little like that there. Actually, a little bit further. Just to go around the funnel just a little bit. I can adjust where that point is later too. I'm hoping to build multiple carriers to this design, or at the very least this superstructure design. I'm gonna put a crane, or there needs to be a crane here, and I'm trying to figure out if there needs to be. Actually, no, it needs to be. There does need to be a crane here, but it doesn't need to be on this section. So, how would I do like this? Hmm. One of those pieces I do need to adjust slightly. This guy. Okay, that's a good initial start to the island, I think. Funnel's a little off center, but who cares? And I am going to add in a crane here, which crane large with open framework. Actually, I want to see, is there any difference in size between the crane large with open frameworks? Oh, what is that doing down there? Oh, we get crane 2. Well, okay, so crane 2 is a smaller version of it. I'll do like 8 degrees. Actually, no, I'm going to do the smaller version. And I'll do a 10 degrees set. I'll do 10 degrees set. You know, on these sorts of aircraft carriers, you're not really going to get boats being particularly visible up high, just kind of down to where everything's located. So I don't think I need to add any of those, thank goodness. Which means right now it's, I guess part of it's adding jet decals and part of it's adding more to the superstructure. Um, I guess if I want, nope. I could add some of these mount graphics too, or anti-aircraft mounts. Like, set the position of that guy there. Oh, other way. Set rest angle to 0. And kind of look ahead like there. Okay, so yeah, there's some nice little anti-aircraft mounts. Well disguised. She's got good, medium and heavy anti-aircraft capability. Okay, so actually maybe I do add in the older 2 turrets. It's like it still increases the heavy anti-aircraft factor. Like even if that's a design issue with the ship, doesn't matter that much. Because they're there for the heavy anti-aircraft factor role. I'll consider where to put those again later, but for now, those go there, and those go there. So I am going to add these back in. Just further increase her dual-purpose complement. Sure. She'll take a penalty hit. It doesn't matter. Heavy anti-aircraft factor has gone up to 59. That's what's important. I'm okay with a little bit of a flaw in the ship if it means that the heavy anti-aircraft factor is better. So she is going to need jets on board. So if it's a light jet, that's what that looks like. Although, for now, I'm going to remove that visual. Let's get some stuff going on the bridge. So I want to see what this looks like again. So the bridge wing's 10,000 tons. That's like an older cruiser. Not really going to have those sorts of bridge wings. What if I do like Island D? No. Island 3? A little bit on top. 3B. Like that. Honestly isn't awful, but you do kind of get that being removed. No. Like, I like this portion of the island, but it's too long. What if I do elevator gray? Or just a normal one like this? What about a triangle? How big does that apply to, how much does that apply to the superstructure? Not all that much. Maybe not quite what I'm looking for, but I think that can work. What is this? Oh, that was the elevator I was using. That makes a lot more sense. Okay. That one can get removed. Honestly, I think I could probably get by with moving all these elevators. Hold on, let me do quick adjustment here. That's better. Um, yeah, I like this elevator more. So put that there. I think I like the square elevators in the other locations more. Okay. So now for the carrier superstructure, I kind of got to get something somewhat angled, which is a problem. Trying to find a good piece for that. What about the tank here? What would this look like? I want to incorporate this into the superstructure of something. I'm not sure if this is it. How does that actually kind of look good? I want actually a bigger ball back there though, so that won't really work, but I am really, really tempted to try to get this to fit in. I am now really tempted to try to get that to work. What about a helicopter pad? That's too big. What about elevator, not oval? Let's try an oval. Nope. Elevator, hexagon, smaller size. Too big. So I did, what about this? It's not an awful shape. Actually, that could kind of work. And base truck. Very, very square. But actually good detail piece, looking at it now. I might strongly actually consider that. I don't think a boat is gonna quite get the look I want. I'll see about it. Yeah, no. Too thin. Deck ventilators have been good, but I think yeah, it's gonna be like too small. What I'm looking for. Yeah. On some of the smaller carriers that might not, or that might work. On this sort of carrier, no. Bridge French Battleship 1. That kind of works. It's one of the ones I had done or made before. S2. That's a bigger version of it. Those were for some of the earlier pre-dreadnought battleships. Oh, and then Bridge 3. Two. Doesn't really work in either case. I don't think that the CV islands work, but there was kind of the Captain's Walk. Probably not what I want. What about the bridge wings rear? Nope. Not really what I'm looking for. And there's not a lot of great options. Armed helicopter. Airfield helicopter, I should say. Jet, plane 1, artillery base. I mean, I did just use that on one of the destroyers, so, you know, yeah. I don't think that the stack is a great idea. The splash guard's not really what I'm looking, or what I'm wanting. Rangefinder, what about the base? still a little too angled. Although, if I do this, that's respectable. That is very, very respectable. Okay, so I'm gonna go to, what is it? CV elevator 22 by 40. Maybe 22 by 44. Put that about there. Um, Maybe move it up just a touch. I'm going to mirror the base for that, and then mirror it again, remove the original. And then I'm going to sit down, add the land-based truck. Just kind of improve the look there, or improve how that looks, and then I'm gonna need a mast. Looks like I would probably want to go with a pole mast here. So, what if I do rangefinder GE? Nope. Actually, can I do a triangle mast? Okay, you know what? Here, let's start with something I know that I'm gonna need first. It's a circle. Let's try an 18-foot circle. Right about like a little radome. Yes, that works. And actually, I'm gonna move the truck a little bit or a little bit back. Um, Captain's walk for pre-dreads. How would that look here? A little too big. A little too big for what I'm looking for. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna copy the base for that rangefinder. Set rest angle to 0. That up here. For the mast. Okay, you know what? How many pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need to check how many I have. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alright, so I cannot get many more. So I'm just gonna do something on top of here, and then I'm gonna start putting jets on. Maybe 2 things up here. I mean, I could consider a rangefinder. About that, 36. Very Japanese rangefinder. 25-foot looks like that. That's very clearly what that's going for, and I don't think that's exactly what I want. I swear there's a good one. If we did a helicopter up there. How did that look good? How does that legitimately look good? Okay, I still need somewhat of a mast on top. Maybe try like a CL. Nope. Let's try like a destroyer small. There. Yeah, okay, good enough. And now I think I can get like 3 jets on board. Um, there is probably one piece in there I could consider removing, but I like how that turned out. Okay. Where are the jets? Okay. 'Cause I mean, we'll probably be servicing attack jets at around this point. Maybe set rest angle at about 90 degree. No, normally you have them the other way around. 70 degrees. Light jet. Then go to CV. Heavy jet, maybe? Want a heavy jet, like, somewhere on this? Where would a heavy jet actually be stored on this? There. I could see, like, parking one here, maybe. Okay, cool. Although I guess that is, you probably don't want to park it on the elevator. So I will park it here. Even though that is kind of in the way of the landing zone. Okay, there we go. Yep, max 25 pieces of equipment on the ship. Actually, I should probably get a screenshot of this. Just send that quickly in Discord. There we go. Aircraft carrier Mistral, our first proper super carrier. It'll take 4 months, which will give me enough time to complete the rebuilds on Duquesne, Chanzi, and Forbin. As well as get these mostly done, too. So I say I try to get Mistral laid down. Which, this episode's gone on a while. But, let's go for it. Who has no commander? 7th carrier has no commander, which you probably should get somebody actually good. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of choices, so 5th light cruiser, you lose your guy, or an average. Sure. It feels like the officer corps has really declined in quality. And Mistral will be a fun carrier to service, though. 2 cruisers finished their reconstruction, which means the Duquesne is finally at standard. Oh, auto-loading 5-inch dual-purpose autoloaders. New German medium bomber. At what point do I get the new fighter request? It's not too long out. Reserve the Duquesnas. Did they just cut my funding? Was that what that message was? God damn. Yep. Funding for the welfare state. So I lose naval funding. I'm now behind Germany. So I just... God damn it. God damn it, Prime Minister. We are falling behind in the world. Let me catch up, please. Okay, so that is a light cruiser division. We got the 11th light cruiser. Sure. Take him. First light cruiser. You guys are getting stuck with averages right now. It really feels like the quality of the Navy is just declining. Do have an unassigned average. Who has no commander? Who has no commander? Oh my god, multiple destroyer divisions. 6 destroyer. Grab a unknown vessel. Grab a frigate. Or frigate for the coastal. Alright, I want to get the carrier laid down. The problem is, I have no budget again, because the Prime Minister's a C word. Prime Minister's an asshole. No, I know. CV Foch shot of Dugoitois. There's no proof it was an accident. Because I would lose one of my best captains! We improved electric gunnery, 5-inch auto-loaded dual purpose. New fighter prototypes are ready for evaluation. Heavy bomb load has gone up. Firepower has gone down. Maneuverability has gone up. Toughness has gone up. So, looking at these, the main reason I'd have a fighter is for nightcap. So, firepower probably doesn't matter that much. Maneuverability probably doesn't matter that much, because I don't think I'm worried about, escorted carrier strikes here. Speed is going to matter. Maneuverability probably matters somewhat. Toughness is going to matter. Means I think I go with the block. It does have the best range, too. Press proposals for new aircraft. We cannot currently get heavier jets. So, I think right now, so we have gotten a new naval patrol aircraft, we have gotten a new fighter, we've gotten a lot of new light jet fighters. I think it's a medium bomber time, which means range bomb load? Naval aviation, or shipboard aircraft operation, naval aviation heavier than air. I'm going to go down to medium for that, and I'm going to swap it to high for heavier than air naval aviation. At the very least, I'll get Tage done, and a lot of these will complete and save a bunch of money, and the subs will get close too. I think I will be able to get Mistral laid down and be able to just tank the funding issues I will have for a little, or for just long enough. Fortunately, I'm just running out of good commanders too. 10th Coastal guy who I know I just put in recently. Go there. Okay. Yeah, because the Tage class completes. Unfortunately, I get the Mistral built, or not unfortunately I get the Mistral built, but I start on the Mistral. Ooh. Command of Southeast Asia. Fine. Fine, go to Southeast Asia. I should have checked that. Who's Northern Europe? Morigues. I'm not a big fan of Morigues. Um, Not a great guy for Southeast Asia. That's not a super important station, but if it comes down to war, I'm gonna probably have to remove that guy. Um, the other guy did a really good job, so I would like to. When Morigues retires, I'd like to replace him. Guy, I want to keep in as long as possible, but you know, when Morigues retires from Northern Europe, he needs to be replaced. Fifth battle. Sure, get an average gunnery expert. God, we're running out of good commanders. Oh, I can cut Cecile down into the reserve fleet here. Save a little bit of money. Not much. God, that budget cut. Computers do more damage. Carrier group battle concept. Okay, finally, CV Mistral laid down. And then, hopefully... Yeah, I did get the both cruisers reserved. Hopefully, this will free up a bunch of money. But I'm gonna cut my research down to maybe 10% for a month. Just to try to save just a little bit of funds. Fourth battle. God, where are all my guys going? Fine, take that above average from the fourth light cruiser. Wait, no. Fourth battle doesn't have any ships in it. Why did I do that? I don't know. Okay, who has no commander? Alsace. Another promotion from one of my better ships. I need to grab someone from someone else, so... Sully's commander, you move up. I mean, Sully, you get an average commander for now. All my above averages are promoting, and I'm being stuck with all the average commanders for the moment. 9 corvettes are commissioned. I'm hoping that should get me most of my funding back. Sure, I will sell the radar. Get larger destroyers, increase ASW ability of aircraft carriers. Awesome. And there we go. I think that is a perfectly good place to leave it, with our first proper super carrier now under construction. And fortunately, next turn, you know, the Emile Bertens are going to be completing, which means I will be able to decide what rebuilds probably go in next. And try to save a little bit of cost, so maybe I can get more destroyers and just kind of stagger my destroyer production. But I'll probably want to lay down another Mistral. Oh god, the Secbat guns spawned in all the wrong locations. But yeah, I'll probably want to get another Mistral class in, uh, you know, next year. So anyway, thank you everyone for watching. This has been me, No Name 17 Spore, with Rule the Waves 3. Links to my Discord and community Rule the Waves Discord down below if you want to join either of those. You can join my Discord for notifications on when these videos go live. If the damn bot would work, I have tried to make it work, but it's very inconsistent. And I try to release every 3 days unless I like take a long unannounced break, which has happened multiple times. And the community Rule the Waves Discord server you can check out if you want to hang out and talk about Rule the Waves. It is officially recognized but not actually official. And thank you Naval Warfare Simulations, Matrix, and Slytherin Games for the free copy. I will see you all next time. Bye!